What's going on, guys? We're back with another edition of the prediction method. And though there are three new releases this week in the form of Sonic, The Photograph, and Fantasy Island, we're going to go with what should be hopefully the biggest movie of the week, Sonic the Hedgehog. But the real question is, will it underperform like Birds of Prey? I guess we'll find out this Friday. Now, a quick recap of how the prediction method goes. We are once again looking at 10 plot points from Blake Snyder's Save the Cat to try and guess the plot of Sonic the Hedgehog, a movie based on the classic Sega Genesis game, and we all know how well movies based on video games turn out. Before we begin, let's do a quick rundown of our plot points. We have the opening image, the theme stated, the setup, catalyst, B story, fun and games, midpoint, bad guys close in, break into 3, finale. So without wasting any more time, let's jump in. I think our opening image is going to be us seeing Sonic on his home planet and how he came to be on Earth. Only I think we'll see him in baby form. Why? I think we'll see him as a baby because it will be used to show that he's been on Earth for a long time, which will help tie into our theme stated. Also, if he's an alien who's come to their planet through his warp rings, like the trailer suggests, then it only makes sense that we see when he first came over here, which leaves us the question why? Was he running away? Did he go through it accidentally? Or did he have to leave for his own safety? Themes stated will be centered around loneliness and longing for companionship. We see multiple times in the trailer Sonic bring up isolation and being alone and how he's having the time of his life by himself. But we can see the cracks in his facade. He is sad and alone and needs a friend. The setup is through our human character Tom, and we see the life he lives and whatever he's up to in his small town, where the neighbors constantly complain of urban legends like a blue raccoon that runs like the devil or some shit like that. To Tom, though, it's hocus pocus. Our catalyst will be Sonic playing baseball with himself, where he will cause an electromagnetic disturbance that Dr. Robotnik and his team will hone in on, which will in turn lead to them descending on the town, which corners Sonic into Tom's house, where the two will meet and have their first encounter with Dr. Robotnik that they narrowly escape and are now on the run. Our B story will once again line up with Tom and whatever issue is going on in his life. Whatever it will be will tie in with his journey with Sonic that will help him figure out his way or prove something to himself that he thought he didn't have, an ability of some kind. I think we'll get this portion in the setup and then have a smaller B story after the catalyst that involves Dr. Robotnik and his men and shows just how maddening this guy is in his quest to capture Sonic and his power. Fun and games will be Tom agreeing to take Sonic to his rings to get home. I think that will be the road trip since if Sonic had the rings, there would be nothing keeping him from warping back home and would have no need of Tom. So he must have hidden them or lost them somewhere when he first came to Earth. And now with Robotnik on his tail, Sonic will need that way home, and that will mean him and Tom teaming together. This is also where we'll get more of the silly antics that Sonic does from the trailers, like visiting the ball of yarn or getting lost in the ocean. Our midpoint is going to be the scene at the truck stop where Sonic causes a ruckus. Now, something will happen here that is going to put these two either at odds or bring them close together. Usually in these types of films, this is where Tom will make a deal behind Sonic's back with our villains, but then has a change of heart when Sonic either saves his life or does something endearing that makes him second guess his decision. Now, I'm not saying it will be that, but it's a possibility. I personally think that it will be them bringing themselves closer together, as I think that will help tie into the theme of the film. Bad guys close in will be the attack on their car that leaves it destroyed. You see that part in the trailer where one of Robotnik's little robots destroys the roof of Tom's truck? And they will just narrowly escape with their lives, but the walls are certainly closing in on them. Our break into 3 will be where Tika Sumpter comes into play. We really only see her in the trailers at what looks like the big finale, as she's nowhere to be seen in the road trip portion, so either two options is likely. She either gets wrapped up in their struggle here, which wouldn't make sense so late in the game, so I'm thinking she's Tom's wife, and we'll see her in the beginning of the film where they'll meet Sonic, and then she'll return here to save them at their lowest before Robotnik gets them. It's also here that they'll devise a plan for getting his rings back. We see them at the top of a large building in a city, so I imagine that is where Sonic hid or lost his warp rings, which will lead us right into our finale, where they get to the roof and get the warp rings, but are attacked by Robotnik, but not before Sonic gets his rings, and we see Sonic use the ring to get Tom and his wife to safety. From there, he's going to use the rings to take on Robotnik and defeat him. I think he'll use the warp ring to leave Robotnik stranded on another planet. We see him in his iconic getup on what looks to be a Mars like planet, but with large mushrooms in the background. He'll be left here to get just crazy enough for a sequel, if they even get one. Afterwards, Sonic will rejoin Tom and his wife and thank them, and now that these two have firmly become best buds, Sonic will decide to remain on Earth where he likes it, but now has the added bonus of having a friend looking out for him, giving him the companionship he needed. I don't know if we'll get a more overt tease for a sequel outside of Robotnik being left on the planet, but it's possible some of Sonic's friends find him and they need his help. They've been looking for him all this time, and whatever has happened to his home world needs his attention. Or I'm way off, and Sonic does go back home at the end of the film, knowing he can return at any time now that he has a friend. After all, we do see that scene in the new trailers of Sonic on his home planet running through the foliage, so that could be our closing scene. And those are my predictions, and I'm feeling pretty good about this one. It's another strong week where I feel the theme will be spot on and carry us through. The trailers have let a little too much slip as far as plot, so I think Homestead Road Trip Big City Finale isn't a far stretch to make, but who knows, maybe this film has a few surprises up its sleeves. Guys, thanks for watching. Look for more videos like these to come in the future, and be prepared for Friday for my full review on Sonic, where we'll see how good our plot points lined up. If you enjoyed these videos and want to see more, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and until next time, we'll see you at the movies.